Hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim, back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi! Why am I dressed like this? But usually when I overdo makeup, I do look weird like this. But today was a special reason why. First reason is that I've laid makeup over makeup over makeup, so I look like this. Second is that we are filming a special one today. I have chosen 13 perfumes, 13 vampiric fragrances, and I'm gonna associate each one of them with a specific vampire, in my opinion. I've seen a lot of vampire movies, okay, so my brain is filled with all these kind of things. And when I was younger, I was very goth. So I thought, why not honor that part of my life and think of which perfumes, like most of the Arabic perfumes, to be honest with you, are very goth and very vampiric. And a lot of comparisons as well I've done in the past were very compared to succubus and vampires and stuff like that. So let's start with, I've actually made a list because I really put my mind to this. Let's start with, of course, I'm not gonna go too much into these perfumes, guys, because like 13 perfumes, like I can't explain it like in details and everything, right? So I'm just gonna like skim through them and show you the vampireness of it. The first one is Amethyst by Latafa. I should not speak like this, I should speak like this today. Just because I'm trying to lay an impression of I can't do it, even if I tried. Oh, this is Akasha from Queen of the Damned. Okay, I'm gonna put all these vampire pictures. If I can get gifs and stuff, I'll add all that. Try to make it as entertaining as I can for you guys. This is Akasha. Akasha, if you guys know, if you've seen the movie Queen of the Damned, you know she is like Queen of the Damned. She is powerful, she's ruthless, she is seductive, she's like everything. She knows what she is, she knows what she wants, and she'll go to any means to get it. What does this perfume smell like? It's an oudi rose, cold. It almost smells intimidating. It smells very indifferent. Smells very, I'm too good for you. You know, I am better than rest of y'all. You guys are all my minions and slaves, you know. The bottle's color, purple, everything. Like it just gives, it signifies the darkness of this perfume. It smells very dark. It smells like something as like a creature of the night. Somebody who is very powerful, a queen for sure. Which is why I chose Akasha for this one. This was supposed to be duping Atomic Rose by Initio. In my opinion, it doesn't smell alike at all. Infinity Rose by Maison Alhambra is closer to that one. That doesn't smell vampiric at all. This one does. This is a beast of a perfume. You spray this, you're gonna smell it till the next day. When you put your clothes in the laundry, your laundry is gonna start smelling of this perfume. There is like undeniable allure about this perfume, which is why I feel it has this dark, seductive energy. Also because it feels like ruthless and like kind of like non-caring and everything. I feel Akasha was like the perfect vampire for this perfume. Although this perfume is classified as unisex, I think this is femme fatale, 10 out of 10 in my opinion. Very Middle Eastern leaning. All these perfumes, although they're Middle Eastern, all of them might not lean Middle Eastern. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you know when it does. The longevity is like 8+ hours, 24 hours, and the projection is like a good 4 to 5 feet. Next on the list is Ameerat Al Ehsaas by Ard Al Zafran. Did you guys think I forgot about this perfume? No. This is the dupe for Crystal Noir by Versace, and I'm gonna give this to Pam from True Blood. If you guys remember Pam's character, I know True Blood is like a long time ago. I feel like I should watch it again. It did kind of get ridiculous towards the end, but this is so her. This is like, she's immoral. She doesn't give a damn about anybody else but herself. But she has like certain loyalties to certain people, like Eric Notman. And I had actually loved this Pam character. Like, she's like scandalous. Like, she's everything like you imagine a female vampire to be. She's it, you know. And that is why I've given Ameerat Al Ehsaas to her. This one is like a very ginger, coconutty, cardamom opening, and it just turns into like a very lotiony, creamy perfume with like tons and tons of black pepper and then like a lot of beautiful dark florals. This again is a super noir perfume, although Ameerat Al Ehsaas, the name, but it's duping crystal noir, and if you know the bottle and everything just looks something out of a goth or a vampire movie, you know. And this is for me surely Pam from True Blood. The projection for this is 4 feet, longevity 8 hours or more, like crazy insane. It has macerated so well. By the way, I've barely used this perfume because it's like a really strong perfume, and to be honest with you, I forgot about it. It was like in the back, but when I was actually trying to make this list for the vampires, I was like looking out for perfumes that I have, and I saw this and I was like, why have I forgotten about this, you know? So I'll be using this a lot more in the evenings, maybe to the office as well, because it's not really that hot in the office. Although this feels like a perfume which is like a very warm perfume, so it should ideally be used in autumn winter. This one would be, I'd given it initially an 8 out of 10, but right now it's a 9 out of 10 for me. Amazing. So beautiful. If you want to smell unique, if you want to smell like, you know, like classy vixen kind of a person, you know, again, intimidating. Most of these perfumes are super intimidating. So yeah, not to be worn by people who are like, you know, most of these, like the ones which are for female, they're like femme fatale. If it's for men, it's like, you know, silent killer kind of perfumes, you know. I absolutely am in love with this perfume just because I love Crystal Noir. If you do not like Crystal Noir, you're not going to like this perfume. Next we have Modest Deux by Afnan. I gave this one to Catherine from The Vampire Diaries. Not Elena, Catherine. Catherine, because again, she's cold-hearted, but at the same time, she's a romantic. Whatever she's doing it for love at the end of the day, like if you know the whole story. But again, she's ruthless. She's somebody who wants what she wants. She's very selfish. She's definitely an evil character, despite the show trying to like show us a balance of why she became like that or whatever. Ultimately, she's just being very selfish, right? So plus she has this classic quality to her. Like, even when she comes back, she feels like somebody who would only wear black. She would only wear like a dark cherry perfume, you know, or she would like, you know, I don't know, like this one immediately, Catherine in my head, the perfect vampire to describe this perfume. Now, what is this perfume about? If you know how La Nuit Tresor by Lancôme, smell the original version, not the reformulated one. This is very close to that. Same DNA, same genre, chocolate cherry kind of perfume, very seductive, very sweet. Definitely not to be worn by men. This is like a very feminine perfume. Fragrantica, it's got 4.26, which is like insane. It's a very high score. Like even if you wear this in any season, like ideally you should wear this at night. This is one of those fragrances that you wear when you're trying to seduce someone. The projection for this is like 3 to 4 feet. Longevity again, 8+ hours. Most of these are beast mode. They're crazy, insane perfumes. I love this perfume so much. It's very addictive. It's very alluring. Guys, go goo goo gaga over this. Ali loves this perfume on me. I think it's fascinating. I kind of prefer this over La Nuit Tresor, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's fraction of the price. Plus, like, I don't know, it just has this dark allure about it. Now, if you guys know me, if you've been following me for some time, you guys know that I am into noir fragrances, dark fragrances. So this is, all these perfumes are very much up my alley. You know what I mean? So if you're looking for like a berry, cherry, dark chocolate, vanilla scent, this is your baby. Next we have Khadlat's Date Night. Now if you guys know, you know I'm obsessed with this perfume. First of all, doesn't the bottle look like it would be kept on the vanity of a vampire? Doesn't it? It even has this like ring thing on the top. Although it's called the Proposal Date Night, I honestly think this one is like, again, a very seductive perfume, very cold. Straight up, it smells cold, play-doh-y, everything else in the background. But that coldness, that play-doh-iness, that uniqueness is like all there in the front. And then you have your fruits and the florals all in the background. In the background, the fruit that sticks out is the blackberry. Why am I saying blackberry again and again today? And the flower that's predominant, although in the background, is orris and tuberose. And then the dry down, it's all about woods, vanilla and amber. Stunning, 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 stunning fragrance. I am obsessed. Very polarizing scent. Everybody will not like it, especially if you're not into unique smelling, niche smelling fragrances, you're not gonna like it. And why I chose Celine for this is because of that entire atmosphere around her. She's cold, she is ruthless, she's like, again, all black, like everything about her is very mysterious, very cold, very you know, mysterious is the right word. It's she's just like surrounded by this, you know, you would want to know her. At the same time, she's smart, she's not reckless, she knows how to handle things, you know, like, I mean, she's the savior at the end of the day. She's not like really a bad person or a bad vampire, which sucks. We want the vampires to be bad usually, but you know what? I'll give this to Celine just because of that quality of it, to that redemption quality it has, you know. She has, sorry, not the perfume. The perfume doesn't need any redemption. It's amazing. Stunning fragrance, US $55. One of the most stunning fragrances I think that's created from the house of Khadlaj. 10 out of 10 fragrance for me. I've said it, I've raved about it again and again and again. You can wear this in any weather, any time of the day, preferably at night. Again, I'm telling you guys, by the way, all these perfumes, preferably at night. Let me not just repeat myself again and again by saying the same thing. Projection is like a good 3 to 4 feet, and the longevity, again, it's like 8+ hours. Next, we have another one from Khadlaj. Where did it go? Yeah, here it is. This is the Creation de Reve. I think you guys must be expecting this to come up because, again, this is one of those noir fragrances I like. And I chose David from The Lost Boys. I think the name of the actor is Kiefer Sutherland. I'm not giving the names of the actors because I don't want to ruin the vibe. Let's just say David from The Lost Boys. If you know, you know. You know how he was? Manipulative, cold, ruthless, a little bit psychotic, you know, but at the same time, you have this attractiveness about him. Like everybody wants to be like around him. Like, you know, you would want to be in his, you know, entourage or whatever, you know. Creation de Reve is that. It's, again, a very cold perfume. Very earthy, very woody, very intoxicating. Like when you smell it, it just like draws you towards it. This was one of the initial perfumes I smelled of Khadlaj, and it was like, out of all the lot, like they have a lot, and I think they had 5, and now finally they have 4. One of them is discontinued. I don't have the Epoch Artistic. I think that's the one I do not have, but I have all the other ones, and this one is hands down my favorite. I've finished quite a bit of it. I know this doesn't look like much of a dent, but trust me, when you have these many perfumes, that's a big dent. This perfume also is like a little incensey, which is why it gave me this vampire vibe. Anything that smells like traditional incensey, to me, I don't know why, in my head, it just translates to a very vampiric scent. At the same time, it has this almost unholy pepper, which comes off like initially, and then it takes you back a little bit, but then it has the sweetness and incensiness. And you have everything else that's very, very grounding. The wood, the gaiac wood, the cedar wood, the vetiver. I also feel it has some moss, but it's not listed. Like amazing, amazing. And David, I thought was like as cold as this perfume is, just like his heart. Next we have Shaghaf Oud Aswad. If you remember, I had given this to Keanu Reeves from Constantine, as Constantine. But for a vampire, I would give this to Antonio Banderas from Interview with the Vampire as Armand. Shoot, I mentioned the actor's name. Let me not mention the actor's name. Armand from Interview with the Vampire. It smells ancient, it smells old, it smells powerful, it smells attractive, seductive. Somebody who's learned everything, somebody who knows the works, who knows how the universe works, who has the keys to unlock all the mysteries of nature. But gorgeous, very, very gorgeous. Also, it has this androgynous kind of nature to it, like very like unisex. Like I feel Armand was like that character that could go either way. He plays for both teams, you know. So yeah, this one very incensey again, very, very incensey. Again, very, very cool, very woody, very incensey. It's a very cold saffron, oud, incense, woody scent. The agar wood in this is quite animalic, but what adds to the animalic nature in this is also the fact that it has leather. It has hint of leather, but it does have leather. So when it dries down, it starts giving you like a very sweet animalic scent. So while it's like Eman's nature, while he's a vampire, lives amongst the wildest of people, he still has this soft corner about him. The rose, the saffron, other florals like jasmine, like kind of amplifying that side of his nature as well. So Shaghaf Oud Aswad, in my opinion, was again a 10 out of 10 fragrance. It's very unique to my nose. It's very polarizing for sure, not for everybody. If you don't like incensey scents, you're not going to like this at all. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.1. When it comes to longevity and projection, don't even ask. Like, this is like, it hits the ball out of the park, as you say. Crazy. It's not even funny how strong this perfume is. It's going to last you like an entire week if you spray it. You know, it's crazy. But yeah, Emaan for this one, for me, was like perfect. It has a balance of like evil and goodness and everything all merged into one. Now, while we're talking Interview with the Vampire, I have a Kiali for you. This is the Lovefest Burning Cherry, and I gave this to Louis. Louis, poor Louis, a sad little Louis. I was never attracted to that character. I actually found him like a little annoying. I was like all in for Lestat. Oh my gosh, my obsession for Tom Cruise started there. I think actually I only liked Tom Cruise in that movie. Lestat was like a crazy obsession. It was like next level. So Louis, I would give Kiali's Lovefest Burning Cherry to him. First of all, the name, the bottle, everything. Okay, it's the whole tragedy of him losing his wife and going into the darkness, following, you know, taking the dark walk and going into the dark side, regretting it, living miserably, not enjoying the whole, you know, trip to the underworld. Then again, his attachment to Claudia and everything, like I feel this is so him. Plus this one has a darkness to it. Also it has Palo Santo in it, which is more like a holy thing and not like a bad thing. So the way Louis is not trying to be a vampire, you know, drinking blood of rats and animals and stuff, you know, poodles at one point. So yeah, this for sure is like Louis. His personality is everything, but at the end of the day, he is a vampire. I do feel Lovefest has like a darkness about it. Definitely does not smell like your generic perfume. It smells very noir. It smells very seductive. It is again beautiful. The composition is like amazing. Not for everybody. None of these perfumes are for everybody because of its noir nature, because of its beast mode nature, because of its awkwardness and not fitting into the society nature. Lovefest, definitely a vampire fragrance. Although I would give this an 8 out of 10. I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. I'm not planning on buying a full bottle. I'm very happy with like wearing this once in a while. You just need 2 sprays of this. It's a very potent fragrance. I will not be repurchasing this again. On Fragrantica, it's got 3.99, which tells you a lot. Plus the perfume is like more than $100, like 50 ml of it. Let's finish the whole Interview with the Vampire because I have a lot of favorite characters from that. We are gonna go with Claudia. Sorry guys, it's not Claudia, it's Claudia. I chose Rasasi's Sotoor Seen for her because not as a kid, but as she grows up and she's still in a kid's body, you know, like that feeling of being trapped and not being, you know, all her unfortunate frustrations, you know, associated with growing up and remaining into a child's body. But at the same time, how manipulative she is, how she can be in a child's body but still like attract Louis, for example. How she plays her part everywhere, like adapts everywhere and manages to get what she wants. Sotoor Seen is a dark perfume. I bought this specifically because it had that guava note and very much notes that are similar to Gucci by Gucci. If this smelled exactly like Gucci by Gucci, which is a discontinued perfume, it would be perfect for Claudia. But you know what? Sotoor Seen will do just fine for it. while everybody might not think that it is a very vampiric scent, it is. It is very, if you like listen to the notes, you will feel like it's a very youthful, very pretty fragrance, but it is so dark. The quality, everything merging together. If you remember Gucci by Gucci, you will know what I'm talking about. Even the bottle of Gucci by Gucci, if you remember, it was like this dark bottle. This one is very similar to that. The notes in this are in the opening pear and guava. Middle notes are honey, orange blossom, lily of the valley, and rose. Just imagine like how tricksy. And then the base notes are musk, patchouli, vanilla, and oak moss. This is where everything goes dark, you know. So Claudia, with her external kiddish, innocent look, but inside how she is and how her personality is, I think this is perfection for her. I am obsessed with this perfume. Although it did not turn out to be a 10 on 100% dupe for Gucci by Gucci, I do like this fragrance a lot. I've used up quite a bit of it. I'll continue using it. This is strictly again for night or for winters. Next we have another Kayali. This is Kayali Oudgasm Tobacco Oud. Of course, an oud fragrance. Actually, all the oud fragrance can be actually considered as a vampiric or like a dark noir scent. But this one, I wanted like a special one for this particular vampire because he's probably one of my favorite vampires. Just Eric Northman from True Blood. I had such hots for him. I wasn't married back then, so I could have hots on anybody I wanted to, you know. On Fragrantica, it's got 4.5, rightfully so. It has like the strangest of notes. It has like fresh notes and it has aromatic notes, but then it has animalic notes, you know. So let me tell you the notes just for your, you know, just to wrap your mind around it. Top notes are mandarin, clary sage, plum, white honey, and geranium. Clary sage comes in. Middle notes of clove and saffron. So you have your spices as well. And the base notes are tobacco, patchouli, vanilla, benzoin, praline, and oud. So you have your sweetness, your tobacco, your oud, patchouli, like everything. Like it's grounding, it is aromatic, it is sweet, it's like everything. But when you smell it all together, it's like stoic, it is dark, like you feel like it's somebody who is like super powerful. The tobacco in this is very much like a cigarette or like a burning cigar, you know. It's a very strange fragrance. Like I actually don't wear this perfume at all, but I like to smell it. I don't like to smell it on myself. For me, this is a very masculine scent, by the way. And Eric Northman was everything like I thought a vampire should be, the way he was and everything. Plus, it doesn't help that he's easy on the eyes. So, beautiful fragrance. This for me is like, let's give it a 9 out of 10 because I'm not going to buy this perfume again. This is enough, by the way. Very potent as well. It's strictly to be worn on occasions and in winter, not even in autumn. I think it's a very, very, very hot fragrance and literally makes you want to, like, you know, like that's how you feel when you see Eric Northman. Next we have a perfume I've not used in a while. This is Club de Nuit Intense. If you remember, this was supposed to be duping Noir de Noir by Tom Ford. And I gave this perfume to Deacon from Blade. Oh my god, Deacon. He was also one of the most, I feel, although he had like a small part in that movie, I think that movie would not have done well if it was not that particular character playing, that particular actor playing that particular character. Psycho, selfish, young, youthful, modern vampire, doesn't want to be like associated with the old grandpa vampires and everything. They want to set their own rules, they want to do their own things, they want to like have a revolution. They feel they are a little too powerful to be like careful around humans. He wants to take over the world. Crazy ambitions, but at the same time, the night king, you know, with the nightclubs, with like all like, you know, the hot chicks around him and everything. Very influential amongst youth, you know, that I feel is like him. It's a unisex. It's funny that I'm associating this with a man because I had imagined that I would associate this with a female vampire, but I don't know. Stephen Dorff, as again I said the actor's name, oh my god, Deacon Frost. The name itself, Deacon Frost, you know. It has got 4.13 on Fragrantica, 10 out of 10 fragrance. No way I'm going to ever let go of this fragrance. This is going to be in my collection forever. We only have 3 more fragrances to go, so let's go stronger. Now, it's Lestat, and that's your Oud for Glory by Latafa from their Badiyal Oud collection. This is the OG vampire. Like, this is probably where my obsession for vampires started. I don't know. Did it start before that? By the way, I'm not a Twilight person and everything, so don't even ask me that question, why I've not put any of the characters from Twilight. I'm just not going to. Like, that is just like kiddie stuff, okay? That's not vampires for me. The bad guys were good. The bad guys were really, really good. Maybe I should have chosen the actor, the main one, you know? And plus, I like Jamie Campbell Bower as well, but his role in that was too small to associate a perfume with him for vampires, you know? But yeah, this one is Lestat all the way. It's old, it's traditional, it is selfish, it is like, I'm the best. Nobody else knows what they're doing, you know? Crazy. The attractiveness of this perfume. If Ali wears this perfume, I'm going to be all over him. That's for sure. It's a very attractive perfume, very traditional though. So you cannot wear this like to office. You cannot wear this to just hang out or go grocery shopping. You need to be dressed up to wear this. You need to be either in a suit or you need to be going out like for an occasion, to a gala dinner or like somewhere important, you know, or to meet some president or queen or king, you know, I don't know, you would wear this. It's a very, very, very powerful fragrance. It's one of the best ouds I've put my nose upon for the fraction of price of like all the other ouds. This one introduced me into the world of Latafas, and just like Lestat was like the character that made me go into the world of vampires, like I feel this one is. And because Lestat was like one of those like vampires which I absolutely loved, although he's evil, whatever. And even in the end of the movie, I mean, if you've not seen the movie, I don't want to spoil it for you, but perfect. Next, I wanted to make it a little lighter. So, oh gosh, I chose Emaan by Latafa, and the vampire I chose was Nadja from What We Do in the Shadows. Guys, if you've not watched What We Do in the Shadows, first of all, the movie which starred Taika Waititi, if you've not watched it, go and watch it. It's hilarious, it's amazing. And then if you've not watched the series, go and watch it. And Nadja is like one of my favorite characters in that. This is so her. This is so like, you know, she comes from a village, like, you know, she's like very crude. She's very, this is a very essential oils kind of a floral. Apparently supposed to be duping Gucci by Gucci, but this one is nocturnal. Like, think of Gucci by Gucci, but make it all like florals that are very, very nocturnal. Smells like that. Smells literally like a beautiful vampire walking around in the dark, but somebody who is wise. Nadja is not actually, but her cunningness and everything of course is unsurpassed. So you know what, I'm gonna give this to her because like I wanted one vampire which was like funny. I really thought of like giving one to Taika Waititi as his character, or Nando. But if you watched What We Do in the Shadows, please let me know what you think of it, because it's one of my favorite shows. I can't stop watching it. So I did think of like the next perfume, the last one that I'm gonna show. I really wanted to give it to Nandor because it's so from his probably like his Persian origin, like, you know, Nadja is like I think Greek origin. So like this one was like perfect for her. Emaan, very dark, very like nocturnal, like literally feels like night blooms, like white flowers blooming in the night, dark energy. I'm not much into florals, but this is a perfume that I would probably wear once in a while when I'm going for picnics and stuff like that, you know. Now, last but not the least, I saved more or less the best for the last, and that is Majd Al Sultan. Majd Al Sultan, I saved it for Vlad Tepes or Dracula, and I wanted to give this to Bram Stoker's Dracula, Gary Oldman. That character, motivated by love, the whole story, oh my god. This one again smells ancient. It smells like something which is from a vial and the person uses it. Upscale, smells rich, smells like somebody who's come from royalty. Very, very beautiful fragrance. And I wanted to like wrap this up like really strong. This again is a little incensey. It has like this herbal quality to it as well, almost like eucalyptus or myrrh or frankincense, you know, all mixed together. That's why it gives me like a very ancient energy. That's why I chose this one for Dracula. Again, a 10 out of 10 fragrance for me. I don't know how people are living without this perfume. It is amazing. One of the best incensey perfumes I've laid my nose upon. It's got 4.36 on Fragrantica, which is a lot. So people do love it a lot. It has a perfect mix of incense, resins like myrrh, black pepper and saffron. It's just a very beautiful. If you've not laid your nose on this, you'll never know. People say it's a dupe for By the Fireplace. I disagree. Ameerat Al Oud is a dupe for By the Fireplace. This one is not. It's very, very different thanks to the myrrh in it, you know. Gorgeous, gorgeous scent. So I hope all these perfumes made sense. I hope all these perfumes did like give you the whole vampiric feeling. I tried to make this, I enjoyed making this video actually, because I didn't know why it came in my brain. Like just all these smells so noir and vampiric and perfection. Let me know what you thought about this video and I'll see you in the next one. See ya!